Nile Rodgers is one of the most successful producers in music history. He's produced David Bowie, Madonna, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Duran Duran, and that's just the short list. Does disco suck?
I like disco.
Really? Why?
It makes me dance.
Nile Rodgers brought the funk to the forefront with his funky guitar.
Disco suck?
No, it blows.
Big collars, tight pants, and big shoes were all the rage. But then there was the music, and Nile Rodgers was there.
With his band Chic, he forged a revolution in music, but it was his guitar style that drove the band to success. He took ideas from jazz, classical, funk, and R&B, and the rest is history. Le Freak was the biggest song Nile Rodgers ever wrote. It was #1 on the disco charts, sold 13 million singles, and was #3 in 1979. You know why I know? Because I was there. And does disco suck?
Disco always sucks. It's all about rock and roll.
All right. What do you have against Nile Rodgers?
I have nothing against Nile Rodgers.
There was funk, and then there was extreme funkiness.
My name is Oscar Jordan, and you know what this is? This is the Fender Nile Rodgers signature guitar. This is a copy of Nile Rodgers' Hitmaker guitar, the coolest guitar for funkiness ever. Anyway, you know who Nile Rodgers is, producer extraordinaire, funk master general. Anyway, in the next 5 videos, I'm going to show you the coolest licks known to man in disco or funk. It's Nile Rodgers Day, and we're going to get funky. The idea is to take this information and make stuff up. Make your own music. Take all these different ideas from these chords and make some music. You see, Nile Rodgers is not just about constant right-hand work. It's about using space and time and accents. There's a lot of space between those notes. There's a jazz sensibility, but he doesn't have to play every note. He's chucking, percussive. He's keeping the time. He's playing stuff between the notes, and there's space, and there's musicality.
Don't believe anything he's saying.
Don't believe a word I'm saying, but believe this.
Disco does not suck.
So what are we doing with Le Freak? I'll tell you what we're doing. This is a master class in funk playing in left and right hand synchronization, as well as muting and getting clucking sounds based on mutes, you know. Percussive. That's got to be in there. You'll see a lot of guys playing funk and they're very precise, they're hitting the notes, but you're not hearing percussive. That's part of the sound. You want to hear the notes and that together. And what Nile Rodgers is doing, it's based off an A minor chord, and he's playing notes within that chord. And I talk about this in my earlier funk series, but basically, so within that A minor, there's a D, and that's where you can hear the individual notes. That's an A, and that's a C. Notice how my hand switches, and he does that too. If you look at him perform and actually dig into what he's actually playing and watch him play, he's got a lot of movement with his left hand. He's a master of hand movement and going. This is like the Hendrix over the thumb thing that is very. You see a lot of old R&B players play with their thumb. That used to be called bad technique, but now it's just technique. You know, there's all kinds of ways to play the guitar, and this is one way. But he starts off like this, interestingly enough. I mean, like Hendrix would do that, but Niles actually starts like that, and then he switches. So, hear that? Got the thumb. Nile Rodgers has a great attack.
Percussive.
And that's part of his style. That's, you know, that's what he does.